Google Credential Provider for Windows allows users to sign in to Windows devices using Google credentials. It also provides an easy way for administrators to enroll devices for management and control of user accounts. GCPW provides Windows users with an extra layer of security on top of the normal login experience because it supports multi-factor authentication options. It detects suspicious accounts activity and prompts the user for additional login challenges with Google's anti-hijacking capabilities. It also requires users to log in based on session lengths you set with G Suite or Cloud Identity Session Management. Here, you can require session timeouts to be enforced across all surfaces to be compliant with your company's policies. Once your users log into Windows, they can access all their Google services as well as thousands of third-party applications without needing to re-enter the Google credentials. And users can also access G Suite desktop apps like Drive File Stream and Chat. GCPW automatically keeps a user's Windows account password in sync with their Google account password. You just need to use Google Admin Console for password management tasks, such as changing, resetting, or recovering users' passwords. If you choose to use Active Directory or any third-party tool to manage your users' passwords, you can simply use the G Suite Password Sync tool or other solutions to sync your passwords to Google. Now, let's take a look at it in action. Okay, so I have a Windows 10 device with GCPW installed. So the next time when the user reboots their machine, this is how it looks when this is their first login. So the login screen looks familiar. The only minor change the user will see is instead of seeing a password box below the username, you'll be able to see a text that says sign in using the work account. So now let's start the login process by clicking there. The user starts logging into Google and then answers a two-step verification challenge there. And now we're logging automatically into the windows behind the scenes. All right, and during this time, we're also looking up the custom attribute to see if we can associate Google credentials with the existing account. And we're also enrolling this particular device in Windows management. If you have disabled the enrollment to operate GCPW in a standalone mode, the enrollment will be skipped. And during the first login process, we're also creating a device entry so that admin can see this device in their inventory. So now once the user logs in, the user can open their browser, their Chrome browser, and in this case, I'm accessing the Gmail. You can access any Google resource without entering Google credentials. And this is another single sign-on solution that is tied to G Suite and Cloud Identity. So you're able to access those third-party applications um, with single sign-on experience. Now let's see how it looks when you try to access a G Suite desktop-based application. So here we're trying to access Drive file stream. The first time when you access Drive file stream, it asks for those OAuth grants. And from the subsequent accesses, you can just directly access Drive file stream, again, without entering the Google password or the username. Let's zoom in to see how the user was able to get single sign-on experience when they logged in using GCPW. User starts the login journey by clicking on their account in the Windows login screen and then log into Google. Then GCPW automatically logs the user into the Windows account using their local or AD user account that they chose on the login screen and the Google password. That's why it's important to keep your Google and Windows password in sync. Next, GCPW automatically logs the user into Chrome so that the user is able to access any Google resource like G Suite, Google Cloud Platform, or any third-party SSO apps. All this is done behind the scenes during the login process. If the device is not connected to internet, then the user will see the regular Windows password field where they can simply type in the Google password to log in. When you deploy GCPW on your users' devices, you have several options to associate their Google credentials with their Windows profile. The most common use case is where your users are already logging into Windows devices using an Active Directory based Windows profile. You can associate a user's Google credentials with this existing profile. For those customers who don't use Active Directory in their organization, you have the option to associate Google credentials with an existing local Windows profile. Finally, you can configure GCPW to create a brand new user profile when the user first logs in. Now, let's zoom into the sign-in flow when you want to associate a user's Google credentials with an existing AD-backed Windows profile. Once GCPW has been installed on the user's device, the user can sign in by clicking on the user account tile in the login screen as they normally do. The user is then prompted to enter their Google credentials. Once the user is logged in, GCPW attempts to look up their Active Directory account username. Specifically, it looks for a custom attribute with this information, which the administrator can add to the user's Google account in the admin console. This is the way the admin signals to GCPW that they want to associate Google credentials with an existing profile. At this juncture, there are three paths. If the custom attribute exists and the value of the custom attribute is a valid Active Directory account, then the user's Google credentials are associated with that profile and the device is enrolled in Windows management. If there's no custom attribute, or if the custom attribute value is not a valid Active Directory account, then GCPW displays an error. You can find more information about sign-in flows for other scenarios in the Google Help Center.